If this is your first time here, I was diagnosed with colorectal cancer about a year and a few months ago. Now I no longer have colorectal cancer because I no longer have a colon. And I've been through radiation, chemotherapy, and now that I don't have a colon, I no longer have UC. But if you want to go learn more about my journey, please go watch my other videos. So this video is going to be about my worst experiences with UC. I've had UC for over 25 years, and recently I no longer have ulcerative colitis because I no longer have a colon. But I've had some memorable experiences with UC that are forever engraved in my brain, and I'd like to share them with you. I'm a bit vulnerable. I've never really shared this with anyone, maybe my little sister, but I don't think anyone has ever heard the horrors of my UC experiences. So I'm doing this so I can build a community where we can talk about this, and I want you to know that you're not alone. I have been through some gruesome things with UC, and I'm going to tell you right now. And if you want to share this with someone who's going through this experience or has gone through this experience, I would greatly appreciate it. I don't want anyone to feel alone, and UC can create some embarrassing moments, and it is what it is. I had UC, and UC is a chronic illness of the colon, and unfortunately, that's where your poo goes. So you're going to have incidences with poo, and what can we do about it? Our colon is inflamed. It doesn't function properly. So there's going to be some tragic experiences with poo. So here I go. So I have 4 instances where, some negative experiences with UC. So the first one was when, so I remember my stomach hurting. I don't know how old I was, but I was taking baths at that time. So like early preteens, I don't know. But I wasn't diagnosed with UC until like 15 or 16. But I had symptoms before then. But anyway, I was preparing my bath, and my stomach wasn't hurting that much. I don't think it was hurting. I don't know. But I stepped into the bath, and I was like, it was nice and warm, and it felt like I had to pass gas. So I was like, all right, I just need to pass gas too, But not only gas came out, and my whole bath water, had poo in it. And I was like, I was so shocked, and I had to clean out the bathroom and start the bath water again. So, and I never told anyone that. I didn't tell my family members. I just thought I had to pass gas, and by accident, other stuff came out as well. So that was the first incident. The second one, I knew that was the first incident. After this, I don't know the order really. The second one, I'll just talk about the most recent one. This was like a few years ago. And I was at Dave & Buster's with my family, and we decided to go eat at the Dave & Buster's restaurant, whatever restaurant's in Dave & Buster's in Times Square. And I was weaning off my prednisone, so I already had a flare up, and I was almost done with my prednisone, my steroid cocktail, my steroid medicine, and I felt pretty good. I was like, okay, I'm confident to eat out here. I don't think my colon will be sore or act up in any way. So I ordered fish and chips. Oh, no. And we had to take the train back home, which was about an hour on the train back to Brooklyn. The trains were slow as usual, especially on the weekend. And I was sitting on the train, and my colon started to hurt a lot. And I felt urgency to use the bathroom. And my fiance and my daughter were sitting on the train near me. And I just closed my eyes. I was looking down. I started to cry. And my fiance was like, "What? I've never seen you in so much pain." And he was worried that we weren't going to make it home on time. And I was worried that I wasn't going to make it home on time. But shockingly, I was able to make it on time. We got off the train and took an Uber home. But that entire time, my colon was bugging out. I was in pain level 1 to 10, I would say. I've had a baby, so I know labor pain. And I recently been through surgery, so I would say at that time I thought it was a 10, but it's probably a 6 if I look at it now. But I thought I was going to poo my pants, but I didn't. I made it home, but I went directly to the bathroom and relieved myself, and I felt way better. But after that type of pain, and you had to hold it in for that long, after I relieved myself, my colon felt pain. My colon felt sore for until the next day. It was a terrible experience. So that was number 2. Number 3, was this even more recent? Oh no, this is more recent than the one I just told you. So this was after I had radiation. I had pelvic radiation to combat my colorectal cancer, and it was successful. And my pelvic radiation ended almost toward the end of, it's like August 21st that my last radiation was. And this was in October. So I thought I was pretty okay after that. Even though right after radiation, my colon was on fire and holding my stuff, my output, it was a challenge. So I really had to be next to the bathroom. I work from home. I'm hybrid. So on the days that I'm working from home, I'm sitting pretty much right next to the bathroom during that time, and had to go within a minute. If I wasn't in the bathroom, I was going to have an accident, because radiation made my colon just sore and inflamed, and I could not hold anything after radiation for some time after. So during radiation, I was 100% remote. My job allowed me to do that. But in October of that year, that was like about 2 months out since my radiation, I started to go back into the office twice a week. When I was walking into the building, I felt that I had to use the bathroom. And I work on the 14th floor, and I had to take an elevator. And I told you, if I wasn't in the bathroom within a minute, I was not going to make it. So I was in the elevator, and I was like, please don't let this elevator stop for anyone else to get in. And guess what it did? Yes, it stopped about 3 times, and that never really happens. So my colon was on fire. Sorry. My colon was on fire, and I was like clenching up so nothing would come out. Everyone got off, and I think I was the last one to get off because I was on the 14th floor. We only have 17 floors in our building. And I didn't make it. I didn't make it. All of it didn't come out, but I went directly to the bathroom to clean up, and I was in the accessible toilet, and I cleaned myself off. And luckily, it was October, so I had a long coat that I was wearing, but I could not put my underwear back on, and I could not put my pants back on, and my shoe had some poo on it as well. I cleaned off my shoes, couldn't see anything, couldn't smell anything. And I had to throw my underwear out, my pants out. But I had to go back out to buy pretty much new wardrobe besides the top. So again, I had this long coat that I zipped up, but I was bare on the bottom oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is what happens when you have UC and your colon doesn't function correctly. So I was walking outside in my long jacket, which was almost to my knees, so it looked appropriate. It looked like I had like a skirt on, but my jacket was longer than my skirt, so it looked fine. But yeah, I had nothing on. Oh my gosh, so I was in Target, getting my underwear, getting pants, and some shoes, changed, went back to work, and finished my day. I should have turned back around and went back home, but again, it is what it is. That was number 3. Number 4, I was in so much pain. This was in my 20s. I used to drive around with my sisters, just for fun. We'd just go in the car, drive around, blasting music, take turns, play music really loud, and have our windows down so everyone could hear. And we were like, we're cool. And again, I was weaning off prednisone, and I thought my colon was fine, and I could sit in the car and be fine. And no. We didn't get that far away from our home when I started to feel pain in my colon. And I told my sisters that I had to go to the bathroom. And maybe we were 30 minutes away. So I was like, just drive back home. I don't want to use a public bathroom. But that entire time, it felt like my colon was in so much pain. I felt like it was just sitting right at the bottom, and just waiting to come out. And it was like knocking on the door. And I start to, whenever it really hurts, I start to get like goosebumps, and I start to like dig my fingers into my skin because it hurts so much. I'd rather feel the nails of my skin than the colon pain. So I was doing that, and I was just like, oh my gosh, get me out of this car. And once we parked, I jetted out of that car. I totally thought I was going to, shizzle my pants, but I didn't. But I made it in the house, up the stairs, and once I sat on the toilet, within 5 seconds, I was empty. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, those have been my worst experiences with UC. And I will no longer have to deal with that type of pain, that urgency to go, and being stuck in places where there is no bathroom. So that's all memories now. Those were my 4 worst experiences with UC. And just to let you know, you're not alone. It can seem unbearable, the experiences that we go through, but they happen, they're in the past. And just let that be a signal or a message that you need to go to the doctor, talk to your medical provider, get the best treatment and medicine for yourself so that you can manage your UC symptoms. So thank you for watching. Please share this with someone who's going through a similar experience, or anyone with UC. Please share this with them, or Crohn's disease. I know I feel embarrassment right now, but again, I'm sharing my story for a greater cause. It's not just about me. I want you to know that you are not alone, and the people who you are supporting who are going through this experience just want to educate you about what they might be going through. Not to say everyone with UC poos their pants, but this is real colon pain that needs medicine. And when we say we need to go to the bathroom, let us go to the bathroom. If we come into a restaurant, sorry, I'm getting a little aggressive, but I've been through these experiences. If we go into a restaurant and say it's an emergency, we need to use the bathroom, let us use the bathroom. Like we're not playing. Okay. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.